Okay, so I want to do a cool science experiment with you guys. We haven't really had a lot of time to do some of my really cool experiments at school. So I thought, well, let's do a really cool experiment at home with your parents. Oh, how much fun. Well, we're going to first talk about gravity. What is gravity? So if you walk around the room, do you stay on the floor? Does your feet stay on the floor, or do you float up into the air? You stay on the floor. That is gravity pull. The gravity pull keeps us on the ground. God designed Earth to have a gravitational pull that keeps things on the ground. The trees don't float up into the sky. What's in the sky? The clouds. That's where they belong. So he put everything in the universe the way he wanted it. And he designed it that the gravity pull is the way the planet goes around the sun. So the orbit is going around the sun, all right? The planets are going around the sun in their orbit, all right? And that pull is the gravity pull, the force that keeps everything in its place. So if you go into outer space, you don't have that gravity pull. And instead, if you were walking around in space, you would just fly all over the place. So astronauts in the rocket ship, when they don't have on their gravity suit, they can fly up in the air. So here on Earth, we have that gravity pull. So objects are their gravity pull is determined by how big the object is. So the bigger the object, the more force it has. However, the higher up you take the object, the more force is required to pull it down, and it slows down as it's coming down because the force of the gravity is slowing it down. So our experiment is you should be able to take two objects that weigh different pounds, okay? So two objects that weigh different pounds, and you can try it from different heights. So we're going to try it first standing, and then I'm going to get up a little higher, and then a little higher, and we're going to see if those two objects, they're different size and weight, if they drop when they hit the ground, do they hit the ground at the same time? Because remember, the gravity force is determined by size, and when the force is coming down higher and higher and farther to go, then it loses some of that pull and slows down. Where your smaller object doesn't require as much force, so it falls faster. All right? So we're going to check out this science experiment. Should be cool. All right, so remember, gravity is determined by how large or how heavy the object is, and then how far it has to fall and the force that pulls against it. So I have this ball that doesn't really weigh very much at all, and this container, which weighs a little bit more because it's full of things. All right, so what I'm going to do is on the floor, start first. So, cameraman, when I drop, follow them. Follow the objects, all right? So 1, 2, 3. Okay, did you notice? They dropped at the same time, even though one is heavier than the other because it's far enough up that the objects fall together. All right, so if you wanted to try something like this on a big ball, a lot heavier, a lot bigger in its circumference, so it's going to require a lot more. But let's see if this works the same way. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so see, they're falling and hitting the ground at the same time because of the force that the ball has to come through to go all the way to the ground. And this doesn't have as much force to pull again, so it drops faster, and this is dropping slower, thus letting them hit the ground at the same time. All right, so you can try bigger objects. The bigger the objects are, though, the higher you will need to go. Make sure you have permission from your parents to go very high on any of your objects. All right, have fun with your experiment.